So do you also want to generate patient handouts using an AI agent? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to build an AI agent to generate patient handouts from Google Sheets. So like you, I am also running a clinic and we also used to manually generate the patient handouts. But this is such a time consuming and a tedious task. So to solve this problem, I've simply created this amazing automation where what is going to happen is that as soon as we add the patient details into our spreadsheet, automatically my AI agent is going to generate me the patient handouts, and further we are going to add that back again into our Google Sheets. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Sheets, my AI agent, which is OpenAI, and then Google Sheets. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So in this video, I'll show you how to build an AI agent that generates personalized patient handouts directly from Google Sheets. So by using OpenAI, we'll create a workflow that turns medical data into easy to understand friendly instructions or summaries for patients. This is a powerful tool for clinics, wellness centers, or healthcare providers. So let's dive in and make patient communication more smarter and effective. I have already created this automation. So first I'm just going to show you the proper working of this automation. Let's say that I'm just going to enter the diagnosis. I'm just going to enter the patient name, age, visit date, and the doctor notes right over here. And once I'm just going to enter all of these details, automatically my AI agent is going to generate me the patient handout. And as you can see, the AI agent has successfully generated me the patient handout. So yes, you can see within seconds in real time this patient handout was generated. So yes, this is the amazing automation which we're going to create in today's video, that within seconds in real time, whenever I'm just going to enter all of these details till doctor notes, the patient handouts will be generated. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own clinic, then for that you have to watch this tutorial till the end. So to do this, I'm just going to open a new tab and we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in our browser. And after opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here, I am an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in. And once we're going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps, and over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And once we're going to click on this access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we simply have to click on this button which says create workflow. And now after clicking on this, it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here, I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as this: how to build an AI agent to generate patient handouts from Google Sheets. And then we are simply going to click on this button which says create. And now it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this, you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by a trigger. And that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of a trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, we are simply going to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm simply going to select it as Google Sheets. So I'm just going to search for Google Sheets and select it right over here. And now it's asking me for the trigger event. So for my trigger event, I'm simply going to select it as new or updated spreadsheet row. And now it is giving me a webhook URL. So we're going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. So what we're going to do is I'm simply going to copy this webhook URL and then we have to follow this help text. So what we have to do is we simply have to open our spreadsheet, and after opening the spreadsheet we have to go towards this extensions, add-ons, and then towards this is get add-ons. And after coming over here towards the get add-ons, we have to add an extension in this spreadsheet, which is Pabbly Connect Webhooks. So I'm simply going to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks right over here. And as you can see that I have already installed this extension. So over here it is giving me the option of uninstall. But if you haven't installed this extension, you're definitely going to get the option of install right from here. So you can install this extension right from here. And once you're going to install this extension, you simply have to refresh your spreadsheet. It is a really important step to refresh your spreadsheet. Otherwise, you'll not be able to get the option of Pabbly Connect Webhooks right over here in your extensions tab. And once we're going to get this Pabbly Connect Webhooks option, we have to go towards this and then towards this initial setup. And after coming over here towards this initial setup, it is asking me for the webhook URL and the trigger column. So for the webhook URL, we are simply going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow. And now for the trigger column, I'm just going to enter my trigger column, which is E. So as you can see that I've successfully entered both of these details, and now I'm simply going to click on this button which says submit. And with this, it is saying setup configured successfully. We have successfully created a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. But now it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. So now to do the test submission, what we're going to do is I'm just going to open my spreadsheet and we're going to go towards this extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and over here you can see the button of send on event. So you simply have to switch on this button. So it is a really important step to switch on this button, because upon switching on this button, what is going to happen is that whenever a new event is going to occur in your spreadsheet, automatically the details would be sent towards your webhook URL or towards your workflow. So now after switching on this button, we're going to move on forward and do the test submission. I'm just going to enter all of these details like diagnosis, patient name, age, visit date, and doctor's notes. So as you can see, they've successfully entered all of these details right over here. And now these details have been sent towards my workflow. So I'm just going to open my workflow. And as you can see that Pabbly has captured the response for the same. You can see all the details right over here. So with this, we have successfully completed our trigger step. And now what is going to happen is that whenever I'm just going to add all of these details, automatically my workflow is going to get triggered. Alright, so now we're going to move on further towards our action step. Now what I want is I want to build an AI agent to generate patient handouts from Google Sheets. So for my action application, I'm simply going to select it as my AI agent, which is OpenAI. So I'm just going to look for OpenAI to generate patient handouts, right? So I'm just going to search for it and select it right over here. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as ChatGPT and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account with a Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, we are simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI API key page to get the API key that you need to enter here. So I'm simply going to go towards my OpenAI API key page to get the API key. Now after coming over here towards this OpenAI API key page, we are simply going to click on this create new secret key, enter the key name, select the project, and click on this create secret key button. And now my API key has been created, so I'm simply going to copy this key and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And after pasting this key, we are simply going to click on this button which says save. And with this, we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me to select the AI model, so I'm simply going to select it as GPT-4 right over here. You can select any another of your choice. And now it is asking me to enter the prompt, so I'm simply going to enter my prompt right over here. And as you can see that I've successfully entered my prompt, and I'm just going to fill in these details right over here so that my AI agent can generate the patient handouts. So to enter these details, we are not going to enter it manually or by copy pasting it, but instead we're going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm simply going to map all of these details. First, I'm just going to map this diagnosis. I'm just going to look for it and map it. Now we're going to move on further. I'm just going to map the patient information one by one. First, I'm just going to map their age right over here. Then we're going to move on further. We're going to map their visit date. I'm just going to search for visit date and map it. And now I'm just going to map this doctor notes. So I'm just going to look for doctor notes in the response of my previous step and map it. And after mapping mapping all of this, we are simply going to move on forward and click on this blue button which says save and send test request. And now my AI agent has successfully generated me the patient handouts using these same details. Over here you can see the detail which my AI agent generated. And now I'm just going to add this same patient handout in my spreadsheet. For that I'm just going to add another action step. And now for the action application, I'm just going to select it as Google Sheets. So I'm just going to search for Google Sheets and select it. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as update a cell value. So I'm just going to search for it, select it and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says sign in with Google. And once we begin to click on this blue button, Pabbly is asking me to select my Gmail account. So I'm simply going to select my Gmail account, with the help of which I'm just going to connect my Google Sheets. And now Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So I'm just going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. So I'm just going to click on this allow right over here. You can also click on this allow. Pabbly is safe. And with this we have successfully connected our Google Sheets account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me to select the spreadsheet. So I'm simply going to select my spreadsheet, which is patient handouts. Now we're going to move on forward. I'm just going to select the sheet. Now it is asking me for the range. So it is saying enter the range of the sheet that needs to be updated here. So I'm simply going to enter the range of the sheet, which is the column name and the row index. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to open my spreadsheet, and over here you can see the column name is F and the row index is 4. So I'm simply going to enter F4 right over here. But we're not going to enter it manually like this, because not only F4, I want to update all these cell values right over here, right? Let's say that I'm just going to add another details of my patient. So I want to update F5, F6, F7, F8 and accordingly. So as you can notice that this F is constant. So we can keep F as static right over here, but we have to map the row index because the row is changing with every new response received. So yes, now we're going to move on forward. For the value over here, I'm just going to enter this AI agent generated content. And after mapping all of these details, we're going to move on further and click on this blue button which says save and send test request. Alright, so we're simply going to click on this blue button right over here. And once we're going to click on this blue button, yes, you can see we have received a positive response that we have successfully added this patient handout in our spreadsheet. So I'm just going to open my spreadsheet, and as you can see, the patient handout has been added right over here. That too without any manual intervention. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. And now what is going to happen is, like I showed you in the starting of this video, whenever I'm just going to enter all of these details till this E column, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered. Pabbly is going to capture the response, trigger the workflow. OpenAI is going to generate the patient handouts, and further that patient handouts would be added right over here in my spreadsheet. All of this is going to happen in backend. We don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. Like I showed you in the starting of this video, we only have to enter the details, and within seconds in real time, automatically the patient handouts would be added in our spreadsheet, all without manual efforts. So yes, now go try this amazing automation for your own clinic too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.